Hey, Bogdan here with another video solving quadratics by using quadratic formula. So let's dive into this beautiful set of examples. So quick reminder, quadratic equations is a polynomial in that form, ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So what is important about it, that the second degree term has to be present. Otherwise, we don't have a quadratic equation. So important restrictions that the leading coefficient a is not equal to 0. And this is the beautiful formula that you will be using when solving quadratic equations. And we have here very important sort of operation symbol plus or minus put together, which means that one time you will be going negative b plus the square root divided by 2a. And the second time around, you will say negative b minus that square root divided by 2a. All right, so first example. On this beautiful screen, you'll see that example that we already did solve it by completing the square and by factoring. And we can show you that this is the perfect example. We can use quadratic formula to solve that equation as well. So you identify your coefficient a, b, and c. We remember a cannot be equal to 0, and then the formula that you use shows the division by 2 times a. So if a was 0, that formula would not work, or hence that important restriction. So after you identify how much is a, b, and c, you carefully put that into the formula. It shows negative b. So if you have 6, you put down negative 6, plus or minus, and inside you have b squared, therefore 6 to the power of 2, minus 4 times a, so a is 4, times c. So it's a good idea to show multiplication by using brackets, especially when you have negative numbers involved. It is very, very important. Then you need to follow the BEDMAS before you proceed to the next step. So you would put 6 to the power of 2, you have 36. You multiply negative 4 times negative 10 to get positive 160. So hence you add, and the denominator 2 times a, it is 2 times 4, so therefore we have 8. And you start simplifying it by taking care of what is the expression, what is the total inside of the square root symbol. You want to add this, and this is very important. The skills when working with numbers are transferable when you work with expressions involving variables. So this is a very important step. Learn how to show your work when dealing with numbers. That will tremendously help you later in algebra when working with variables, multi-step sort of questions where you have to keep control, and still you will be using the BEDMAS, right? The brackets, exponent, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. So very important. So the first root, the first solution would be generated by showing negative b plus the square root. So negative 6 plus the square root 196 divided by 8. And the second time around, you show negative 6 minus, according to the quadratic formula, square root 196 divided by 8. So 196 happens to be a perfect square number, so hence you have 14 used twice. So when you add negative 6 plus 14 divided by 8, when you simplify it, you get 1. And when you subtract from negative 6, negative 14, and you divide by 8, you have a fraction that you need to reduce, and the answer is negative 5 over 2. So with 2 answers, we know that this works because we did that solution using different method, and we achieved the same results. Next beautiful example. You have a coefficient a with negative sign. So that sort of creates a little bit more challenge when working with quadratic formula. Coefficient b and c are both positive, and we have no greatest common factor. Frankly, we don't care when working with quadratic formula whether we can factor something or not, because we dive in directly to the formula and by identifying what is a, b, and c and plug in directly into that quadratic formula. So -7, why? Because it shows negative b, plus or minus b squared, so you show 7 squared, minus 4 times, and then you input in bracket showing the negative sign, times -3 times 6. So your goal will be to make sure that you simplify the expressions inside of the square root, and everything is divided by 2 times a, to 2 times -3 gives you -6. So when you raise 7 to the power of 2, you get 49. When you multiply 4 times -3 times 6, you get positive 72. So important when working with integers, when multiplying integers, remember 2 negative signs. If I multiply 2 negative numbers, the result must be positive. So everything will be divided by -6. So by adding 49 and 72, you get to 121. So according to the quadratic formula, first root is obtained by doing -b plus the square root divided by 2a. Second time around, you're going to show -b minus the square root divided by 2a. So therefore, what you see, it's -7 plus 11, because 121 is a perfect square number. So it resolves into a integer 11. And then second time around, you go -b minus that square root, which is called discriminant. We'll talk about it in another video, divided by 2a, which is -6. You simplify each. So the first fraction is reduced to -2/3 because you add -7 plus 11. So it's 4 divided by -6 divided by 2. This is why you get -2/3. Similarly, you will go -7 minus 11, which will give you -18 divided by -6. So that is reducing to 3. There you go. You have 2 answers when working with this example. And finally, for this short video, we'll give you an example when using quadratic formula, and the coefficients are in fraction form. So you can have them positive numbers, negative, fractions. You don't care because you know how your formula works. You just carefully plug in and then you solve it properly. Yes, you can solve it with your calculator, but when you rely on your calculators purely every time you're working with numbers without putting an effort, this may impede your learning and success and confidence in mathematics later on when you do algebra, where you involve your operation with variables. So there are numbers and letters combined together. Your calculator will not help you in that case. You're going to have to rely on your skills. So identify coefficient A, identify coefficient B and C. So C is negative, B and A are positive, and you dive into the formula right away. It is always a good idea when working with quadratic formula to have that formula initially always in front of you for each question, so that the more time, the more frequently you will see it, the better it will stick in your memory. And this is, as you're going to learn, the most used formula when working with quadratics. So completing the square, it does work. It takes some time. Factoring comes with limitation because you cannot always do factor the question before you start finding the roots. So quadratic formula is the most universal tool, and you should know it from now on, how to use it properly. Okay, so we have -b, so you have to put -10/3 plus or minus. We understand why, because we have 2 possible sort of cases. And then you have b squared, so fraction 10 over 3 raised to the power of 2 minus 4 times b times a times c. So 4 over 3 times negative 2. So you understand you're going to multiply two negative numbers. So that will be added later on. So down below, you'll see the next step. When you raise your fraction to the power of 2, numerator and denominator. So 10 squared is 100, 3 squared is 9. So show it. When you multiply top numbers. So 4 times 4 times 2, or negative 4 times positive 4 times negative 2 will give you 96. And the bottom is 9 because we combine the top and the bottom into the common denominator. So 9, I already have it. I want to add a fraction with the same denominator. So initially it's times 3. So you would multiply numerators to get times 3 to get 96. And then you would multiply denominator times 3 to get 9. So that you can add inside of the square root 196 over 9. It is showing right here. And you will be finding the square root from that fraction. So this means you would square root top and the bottom part separately. And we can do this in this beautiful example because both numbers involved are perfect square number. So hence you have 14 divided by 3. If you were to use a calculator, it would give you decimal numbers, and then you start messing things up because you have repeated decimal, and then where do you cut? How do you simplify, etc. So do not use decimals unless you work with word problems where you don't really care that much about being exact because you will be approximating your results. But in these questions, please make sure that you stick with exact answers and you show your numbers in exact form. So adding negative 10 plus 14 over 3, the second time around you will be adding negative 10 and negative 14 over 3. And then you divide by the denominator, which happens to be a fraction as well, which is a beautiful case because you're sort of reinforcing the rules. How do I divide fractions? So keep the numerator and multiply by the reciprocal of the fraction. So hence you have 4 times 3 divided by 3 times 8, and you get 1 over 2. The second time around, when you add numbers on top, the negative numbers, you get negative result, negative 24 over 3 times 3 over 8 because you wanted to divide by 8 over 3. So hence, the numbers are at the right here, the roots, the solutions of this quadratic equation. So hopefully, by watching this video, you have learned how to use the quadratic formula. And when we talk about quadratic functions, we explain how that formula was developed. But for now, learn how to use it, how to apply. And you cannot leave the questions just by watching a couple examples. You always implement your learning by doing practice questions. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to do those questions shown on the screen. Any comments down below. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.